Hello students, I welcome you all back to Ranked Sub. So today in this very important session, let us understand several important areas which play a vital or an important role in our banking examination. Clear? That is banking awareness. What are the topics that are very confusing and what are the topics that are to be mandatorily referred by each one of you aspirant before you step into the banking examination. Clear? So it is very natural because you are stepping into a banking examination and you do not know about a bank. That cannot be a possibility, because at least the examiner is in an expectation that you know what the banking means, you know what the structure is all about, you know what are the areas that what are the focus areas that the banking usually does. But ultimately I have been seeing since past few years, many students are clearing the banking examination. They are good at aptitude, they are good at reasoning, they are good at English, but ultimately what they are working for, they are working for a firm. When you step into a bank, you are not going to take the advantage of some time and distance, take the advantage of some blood relations, but ultimately the institution or an organization where you are going to work, that has to be ultimately known by each one of you. So that awareness is known as banking awareness, because ultimately you are going to step into the bank and you should know about a bank. So in the previous lectures only we have discussed the definition of a bank. In fact, we have defined the definition of a bank in this manner, that bank is simple financial institution that is going to accept the deposits and that is going to give the loans. Clear? I have said bank is a financial institution which accept the deposits and which give away the loans. So, first of all, let us try to understand the topics which are going to be covered in banking awareness, and later on let us take up one by one in our upcoming modules. So the topics which are very important is, first of all, I want you people to know very wonderfully the structure of the bank. Clear? First thing, I want you people to know the structure of the bank. The structure of the bank, in fact, when we step into the topic, we'll understand very carefully that RBI is the topmost bank in India. Below Reserve Bank of India, we will be having certain banks like scheduled bank and non-scheduled bank. Scheduled bank, फिर से there are two types, scheduled commercial bank and scheduled non-commercial banks. Clear? In this way, we will be bifurcating all the structure of banking: private bank, foreign bank, public bank, PSP, clear, foreign banks, everything we are going to understand once we step into the structure of the banking. After the structure of the bank, the next very important topic is the RBI and its history. Clear? RBI, Reserve Bank of India, and its history. Because RBI, which is known as the centralized bank in our country, it have got a very wonderful history. RBI is not the RBI which we see today. Reserve Bank of India was once an accumulation or a merger of three presidency banks. That is the Presidency Bank of Bengal, Presidency Bank of Bombay, Presidency Bank of Madras. These three presidency banks were merged together into the Imperial Bank of India. And the same Imperial Bank of India today is known as the State Bank of India. So this is how I want you people to make a link connecting from the past till the present. Clear, all of you? And there are, in its history, you will be understanding various committees, various commissions that are associated with the Reserve Bank of India. And the second most important topic is RBI and its history. The third most important topic which have to be covered in banking awareness is RBI and its functioning. What does RBI do? In the recent times, during the spread of coronavirus, you might have seen the RBI governor is coming every time in front of the media and giving certain moratoriums, certain relaxations, certain reductions. Clear? So the functions of RBI is very, very important. Clear, all of you? That we will be understanding once we step into the topic. After this, another major topic is the tools of Reserve Bank of India, which we in short we can say understanding of monetary policy of the country. Clear? The monetary policy of the country is very important and very technical also. You don't understand without this knowledge. Without having a knowledge on banking awareness, you open a newspaper, be it Hindustan Times or be it Indian Express or be it Economic Times, be it The Hindu, I challenge you guys that you're not going to understand any concept because it is completely technical. We'll understand that, don't worry. After this, another major area which have to be covered as a part of our banking awareness is something about the very important discussion called scheduled commercial banks. Clear? Whatever the bank you see in your neighborhood, clear? आपके गली में, in your street, whatever the bank you see, be it SBI, be it HDFC, be it Axis, be it ICICI, any bank for that reason you visit, that is known as scheduled commercial bank. They're all commercial, no? Yes or no? You take a loan and don't pay the interest, will they catch you or not? Definitely they'll catch you, meaning they're commercial banks. This much you will understand. But what is scheduled commercial bank? You won't understand. You will understand once we step into the discussion. Okay. After understanding the concept of scheduled commercial bank, another major area which have to be understood very carefully is RRBs. That is regional rural banks. Clear? Regional rural banks. In fact, that concept was not present in India right from the independence or right from the beginning. The concept was enshrined into the government, into the India very later after our independence. And what is the reason of establishing regional rural banks, and what is the functioning, what are the benefits and what are the drawbacks? Everything we'll understand once we step into the topic RRB, yani regional rural banks. After this particular topic, another important area which we need to understand, at least in the contemporary times, is something about foreign banks. Clear? We'll understand the concept of what is foreign banks and what are the areas that are to be discussed as a part of foreign banks. What are the challenges of establishing foreign banks in India? That are all the very wonderful discussions which are going to come up. Like we have Bank of America, we have HSBC, clear, Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation. So they're all the very important discussions in the upcoming times. After this, another major area which have to be understood as a part of our banking awareness is something about the banking structure loopholes, which I take it in this way. You can take it in any of your understanding also. What are the banking loopholes? We have certain things like NPAs, non-performing assets. How to reduce the non-performing asset, what are the tools that are available in reducing the non-performing asset, that we will understand. Loopholes, another thing is like licensing of the banks, how to give a license to the bank and what are the loopholes associated thereon, we will understand that. We will also be understanding something very important like merger of the bank, which is like, is it a loophole or is it a solution in the banking industry? That also we will be understanding once we step into the topic. After this, we need to understand another important area of banking awareness, that are the areas like, say, we have the strengthening of banking structure in India with the help of a committee known as Narasimhan Committee. The reports of Narasimhan Committee, two reports, Narasimhan Committee 1 and Narasimhan Committee Report 2. Both of them are important for us. After this, we will also be taking up something called SBI Act. SBI Act. In fact, it is not important for us in the present times, but this plays a very important role in our examinations. We will also be taking up something very important to call Basel norms. Basel norms are again the most important area which needs to be discussed here. After Basel norms, we will be understanding another Basel norms. In fact, they are the Switzerland-based norms that are giving a guidelines how to strengthen the banking industry, how to strengthen the banking structure in any country, not irrespective of India. After this, we need to take up another important area, such as, say, in the recent times we have got something about the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. What is insolvency, what is bankruptcy, and what are the ways or mechanisms that are available in order to control insolvency, in order to control the bankruptcy, everything we will understand. Insolvency and bankruptcy. Bill bhi bola jata, bill, we call it as bill also, we call it as code also. Okay. After this, another major area that is a part of our banking awareness discussion only, that is the tools of the bank. The tools of the bank, where we will take up the tools such as what are the credits and what are the types of credits. We will be taking up what are the accounts, what are the types of accounts, savings account, clear, current account, clear, everything will be a part of our discussion. Then we will be taking up something about the checks and the types of checks. We will be taking up something called the cards and the type of cards. What is debit card, what is credit card? In fact, something which is known to you but unknown to you in the exam. Clear. You, in your regular day, you use a debit card, you use a credit card. But once I frame, after your discussion, once I frame a question on credit card, once I frame a question on debit card, you will be surprised to know. You will be surprised, you will be shocked to answer. That is another important thing which we will understand. In fact, during card discussion only, we will take up the ATMs also. You know everything about ATM. Clear. You know everything about ATM. You go to an ATM, withdraw cash. But if suppose I say, where was the first ATM established in India? Or else, where was the first ATM established worldwide? Which is the first bank in India to establish an ATM? So these are certain things which are unknown to you and will be known to you after the completion of our banking awareness. Similarly, after this, see, these are certain tools which we are going to take up as a part of our tools of the bank. What are credit risk, clear, everything will be a part. Accounts, checks, cards, they're all going to come as a part of our discussion. After this particular understanding, let us now take up, after this, we need to also understand or also highlight several things that happen in the very, very recent times and which is ultimately going to be playing a very important role again in our examinations. Such as something which you might have heard, something called demonetization. Suna kabhi? Have you heard anyone? I hope you will be hearing about demonetization. But ultimately, what demonetization aimed and what demonetization achieved? Is it a good measure or a bad measure? If it is a good measure, what are the things which we got? Clear? How many times demonetization happened in India? Why 500 and 2,000 rupee note were banned in India? And after understanding demonetization, we'll be taking up the specialities of the notes in our country. In fact, we take it as a concept of currency. Clear? Currency. What is currency? Somebody asks you to define what is currency. What is currency? What is a note? What is a coin? What is a currency? These type of questions will raise. Definitely, if not as a part of our banking awareness, but at least as a part of our interviews. Because in interview, nobody is going to ask a problem and ask you to solve it out. Nobody will give you a problem on number system. Nobody will give you a problem on number series. 1, 2, 3, 4, next number कौन सा आएगा? ऐसा नहीं पूछेंगे कोई. लेकिन ultimately something which the examiner want you, because you are already tested. Subject wise, you are already tested. You are already tested through your aptitude. You are already tested through your reasoning. You are already tested through your English. But something which the examiner want from you in the interview room is not your known subject, but your known world. Clear all of you? So, if somebody asks you what is the difference between note, coin and currency, what will you write? What will you reply? You'll reply like note is something in paper form, coin is something in metal form. Is it? No. You go to a common man and ask, what is the difference between note and a coin? He too will answer in the same manner that like you. He say, note ek kagaz hai, coin ek metal hai. But ultimately it is not that. A note in India is something which is printed. A note is something which is printed. While a coin is something which is minted. A coin is something which is minted. A note is printed by RBI. A coin is minted by central government. The RBI will be printing a note through a body known as RBI Note Mudran Agency. क्या कहते हैं उसको? RBI Note Mudran Agency. While a coin is something which is minted by an agency known as SMCI. What we call SMCI, that is Security and Minting Corporation of India Limited. You'll understand, don't worry. This is only an outline I'm giving here. Once you step into the discussion, everything will be crystal clear for each one of you. So, you understand what is a note, you understand what is a coin. But what is a currency? A note and a coin together is called currency. Note plus coin together is known as currency. As simple as that. See how beautifully you can understand this. Once you step into the examination interview room and you are able to answer this in such a technical terms, then ultimately this makes a difference. Not only making a difference, but ultimately it is also going to be a stepping stone to make your dream of becoming bank PO or become a bank clerk come true. That is ultimately a dream of each one of you in the contemporary times. See guys, it is your dream, it is not your goal. There is a difference between dream and a goal. A dream is to step into the banking industry. But your goal is to become a chairman of SBI. Your goal is to become a deputy governor of RBI. Such a higher goal will definitely make you reach at the very comfortable level. If your goal is itself become a bank PO, you'll become a bank clerk. Clear all of you? You should have a higher goal. You should have a goal to become a RBI deputy governor or RBI governor. Why not? Why not you become a RBI governor? Clear all of you? That inbuilt intention or inbuilt determination and dedication will definitely make your banking awareness or banking preparation a very fruitful one, a very successful one. Clear. Anyways, after this, notes in the country we will understand. After understanding the notes in the country, which we call it as currency, another important topic which comes after this is, as a part of banking awareness, we need to discuss several schemes launched by Government of India in the recent times. Clear? Not the older schemes are important for us, but only the contemporary schemes are important for us. Like the schemes which are launched by the later UPA government or the Congress government will not be asked. Nobody will ask you, because ultimately Rahul Gandhi is not the Prime Minister of the country right now, but it is Prime Minister Narendra Modi who is the honorable head of the country. So the schemes launched by him from the year 2014 onwards need to be understood. What are the schemes? Like we have Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, we have Jan Dhan Yojana, we have like Startup India, we have Stand Up India, we have Make in India, we have Digital India, so on and so forth. Everything will be a part of our schemes discussion. And as a part of our banking awareness, we also need to understand something about the current events associated with banking. Every month, in fact every day, economy paper will be a separate paper in every newspaper, irrespective. If you are reading Hindu, if you are reading Indian Express, if you are reading Times of India, if you are reading Deccan Chronicle, any newspaper, even if you are reading Dainik Bhaskar for Hindi medium ke liye, even if you read Inadu for somebody with other languages, every newspaper have an economic column. And if you step into the economic column, there cannot be a news without a news on banking. So, the current events associated are very, very important. Like recently, the COVID-19 have given a package, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Why don't they ask a question from Atmanirbhar Bharat? Ultimately, yes. Definitely, yes. So guys, try to understand, your preparation will be complete only when you frame the questions by yourself. When I give you the question, it is my point of view. When somebody else give you the question, it is their point of view. But when you are stepping, you are in becoming such a higher level that you make the question of yourself, then ultimately that is a better mode of preparation. That needs to be, that imbibe pinch of courage needs to be rise from each one of you. I can only start. I cannot make you reach your destination. There are all the starting tools. Banking awareness, clear? The aptitude, the reasoning, the English, anything. They're all what Rankers Up does for you. Rankers Up only gives you a support. But ultimately, your hard work, your dedication, your determination, and your target, your goal will definitely make you a successful candidate. So, apart from this, once we step into the current events, definitely it is going to be a wonderful discussion, because everything we are going to link with the newspaper, link with the RBI, link with the central government, link with certain state governments, link with the EPF also, link with the insurance also. Is insurance available with the COVID patients also or not? Everything we will be covering up once we step into the current events associated with banking awareness. So, ultimately, what are the topics I said are something which are static in nature, and what are the current events which are going to be associated are going to be dynamic in nature, meaning which changes from time to time. And I hope that if you are preparing these topics for banking awareness, then ultimately whatever is the weightage, 90% I make sure that you are not going to make any mistake in your examination. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much.